Let's see. Going live in 5, 4, 3, 2, and nice.
It's all class.
Actually, let's do this.
Can you recreate that?
No. That was stomach filtered.
The Fresno Focus Radio Hour. This is the No Focus Radio Hour. Comedy and insight from the greatest minds in Fresno. A Lightomine Media production. That's right, this is the No Focus Radio Hour. We want to remind you to subscribe to the No Focus Radio Hour. We are available wherever podcasts are sold. And remember to subscribe and leave a review. It helps others discover our show. And while you are reviewing, keep in mind that 5 stars is the correct number of stars. If you enjoy our show, please share it with your friends. And if you hate it, share it with your enemies. Become a member of the No Focus Radio Club at nofocusradio.com. There you can find exclusive content and merch. Find us on Instagram. Find us on Twitter. Our handle is at No Focus Radio. You can also find the rest of Lightomine Media's podcasts and radio shows at lightominemedia.com.
I can't be with you, you can't be true. And I know just what I got to do.
Ooh, hit the ground running, running just as fast as I can. Fresno.
That's right.
Running.
This is the No Focus Radio Hour. We want to remind you that this is the only show made for those who live in the Central Valley, for those who miss the Central Valley, and for those who
Have foot fetishes in the Central Valley.
yeah, that's right. As always,
How did you know?
we have
did you know?
most of our beautiful cast
Yes.
of characters. We are missing Don Schlicks. He is out of town with his family at a
Yes.
water polo event, I believe. But we do have with us Eric the Doorman.
Hey, Fresno, what's happening? I tell you, I feel like $1 million right now, minus 999,999.
Wow.
So you're just a shiny penny.
So, yep.
We also have with us Marty Stupidasso.
Hey, I'm a little worried. Things are starting to go missing in my lab at home, so I wonder if all the haunted objects are getting upset with me for some reason.
That's scary.
Yeah, it is. It's just like things I normally have. It's just are missing. But we also have today with us Johnny Knobs.
Johnny Knobs.
Johnny.
Johnny Knobs here at the microphone, also known as Max DeBoss. We are here, and we are better than ever. We're all a little bit tired today, I think.
Yeah,
I am.
It's been a long week, yeah.
Yeah, it's been
Yeah.
a long, hot week. But here we
But
are.
happy to be here and excited to be here.
Yes,
For sure.
I am a little bit disappointed. Our new No Focus hats were supposed to be in last Thursday, and they are. It's now another Thursday, and they're still not here.
Uh-oh.
My head will get sunburned.
We'll see.
Yeah, I know. Well, I noticed Marty didn't wear his hat today. He was probably
looking forward to
anticipating.
one.
You either, Max.
I
No
know.
hat
I was
today.
looking forward to my hat.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I came with a spare hat, so I'm good.
Yeah.
So.
You always
Unreal.
Well,
Unreal.
now the person didn't run off like the last one with the hats, did they?
No, see, this time I went to a big company called Queensboro.
Ooh. Are they local or?
No, they're one of these big. They're based out
Oh.
of Jersey, I think.
Okay. Oh, Jersey.
that's
Hence
what
the borough.
happened.
Queens, I
The
get
hats
it.
are probably stuck on the dock
So
somewhere.
yeah, we
waiting
got
for
your
a
hats
union.
for you. No problem.
Yeah, we got your hats.
Just send us
We
your
got your
money. We
hats.
good.
We need union money. For
That's
your
a nice
hats.
hat you got there. It would be a shame if something would have happened to it.
That's great. That should be your Johnny Knobs character.
Something happened to it.
I love it.
Unreal.
Yeah.
Today we're going to have a special guest. You guys have heard him before. He's been on the show. You know him as Jason.
Jason, I think we need to give him a new nickname, for the show.
He's got to earn it. He's got to earn it.
He's got to earn it?
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
How does
Yeah,
he
we
earn
didn't
it?
develop these
I don't know.
overnight. These were
It
slowly
took
earned.
me. It
That's
took
true.
me almost 10 years to come up to get Johnny Knobs.
Really?
Remember, it was
I
like
think
Max DeBoss, then it was Johnny Gobbs.
But then it
was
took
Johnny
you like
Knobs.
5 seconds to come up with the doorman for me, right?
Well,
No, it evolved
Oh.
over time.
Yeah.
is that
I
what it
remember
was?
that. Yeah,
It was,
that's
it
why I became
was-
the doorman.
Yes.
Me,
Yeah.
my wife always calls me stupid asso. So hey.
Oh, It just fit. Yeah.
Yeah, that was loud.
Yep. So yeah, Jason is coming on, and Jason, he'll be on. We'll talk to him about that. He has to earn it. We'll have to figure out a way that he has to earn his nickname.
Yes, he has to earn it.
Yeah.
Let's see here. I'm gonna just get that ready for him for when he comes. Okay, so we also might Don might be making a guest appearance. We'll see. We'll
might
see
call
if he
in.
joins. See if he joins.
Is it really a guest appearance if he's part of the show? I think it's just an appearance.
Interesting.
that's a good point.
That's a good point.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
here all night.
Unless he's off the show.
Marty, well.
Surprise!
Oh, what?
Just kidding. So I've been reading. There are
That's
a couple of
dangerous.
things. A couple of good. This is actually exciting. This is both my a future entertainment pick.
Okay.
It is also a local entertainment pick that's coming up. So I don't know if you guys know this. I'm a big fan of Jackass.
Oh my God! Really?
Like a big fan?
Yeah, so
Wow.
like this is a thing, and this I know you guys are thinking, really, Max? But you're so sophisticated.
Yeah.
You know, like you're so highbrow. How would you like?
Yeah,
but I'll
Max,
tell you.
how could you watch that?
Well, you know, because I'm always, talking about Oscar Wilde, but no, I grew up. I was in, junior high with some Jackasses at its peak, right?
Okay.
Yeah,
you were-
yeah.
So I
Okay.
mean that
MTV.
was, those guys honestly
You were
are the
the
guys that
audience.
got me into. I mean, kind of into film, to be perfectly honest.
Really?
'Cause Jackass was kind of the beginning of let's get a camera and just film ourselves doing stupid stuff, right?
Yeah.
There's a
yeah.
whole generation of us that have inflicted massive amounts of bodily and probably mental harm to ourselves because of Johnny Knoxville and Steve-O and
Yeah.
Bam and all those guys. So,
Okay, well, can we ask you what have you done? What was the worst thing you did when you filmed yourself?
we used to do some really. My wife is always surprised that we're alive. So
Really?
a couple of one of my favorite experiences, and I have I actually kept this wallet. I think it's actually it might be in that drawer. This one time I was at my buddy's house, and
Yeah.
we got a milk crate, just like a standard plastic milk crate.
Yeah,
And
the one that holds the milk.
holds the
big
milk,
plastic one, square
yeah,
one.
and we
okay.
strapped it to a skateboard.
Okay.
And then I sat in the milk crate. And then my friend on his motorcycle, he had a dirt bike, we roped the milk crate to the dirt bike. And what would happen is he would go really fast.
Wait, is this on the road or the dirt?
Well, we lived out in the country, so it was in the dirt. It was in the dirt. It was on the road. It was on the road.
It was
but
on the
country road.
Okay,
What could
okay.
He would go really, really fast, and then he would turn, and then I would let go of the rope, and then in the milk crate on the skateboard, hit a ramp, right? So
What?
we were like really stupid. However, it didn't work out well, and my foot got trapped in the milk crate, and I got dragged behind the motorcycle, just being dragged. But
Wow.
my wallet saved my life.
What?
There was coins in the wallet on my back pocket, and I just balanced on my butt
No
on the wallet.
way. No
And this
way.
guy, Chris, who used to do these movies with us, he swore to me that there were sparks. He said, Max, there were sparks flying out of your ass.
That is crazy.
Yeah, so we did some really stupid things.
And did you film it?
We used to film them, yes, of course.
You have that? Do you have that somewhere?
Well, no, but you know what? My buddy Ray, I think he has them. In fact, his parents just moved from Fresno out to Sacramento.
Uh-oh.
And he sent a picture, a friend of the show, Ray, hope you're listening.
Okay.
He sent a picture of a videotape that his mom was like, hey, here's some stuff that we found. And his mom labeled it Ray and his idiot friends doing stupid things.
Oh, you gotta
Perfect.
get that.
And I'm
You
like, there's gotta
get
be.
a copy of that.
There's got to be good stuff on there. So that all being said, Jackass 4 is coming out.
Yes.
Yeah, and so I'm really excited because Johnny Knoxville, the greatest stuntman of all time, is back at it. He's 50 years old, and he really, to be fair, he really is probably the
Is
world's
he
greatest stuntman.
Is he right at 50?
He's 50,
Is he?
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
and so these guys are doing crazy things. Apparently, he in this video, in the new one, he did the famous bull chasing scenes, and the other one they get in the ring with the bull. This time he got plowed by a bull. He flies into the air. He broke I forget how many bones. He's in the hospital for a really long
Jackass
time.
4?
Yeah, yeah,
50-year-olds don't heal very rapidly.
yeah. It's not good.
See, now I thought he had did a whole interview where he was talking about that show jacked him up. Like he tried to do like an acting career. I thought he
Yeah.
actually wasn't a bad actor for what he played.
He got a couple years out of it. He
Yeah,
got probably
but
15
he
years,
said that
15
show
years, yeah.
jacked him up. I can't believe he's going back to it.
Oh
I mean,
yeah, no, he got really bad. I was watching it was in GQ actually that he was talking about this.
So wait a minute, you read GQ, but one of your favorite shows is Jackass.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I
Oh,
see the
yeah.
connection. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy. So, anyways, so
He's a man of variety.
Yeah, he's
I don't know if
very,
you know, this is a true story.
wide spectrum.
He talked about this in the interview. In 2007, during one of his motorcycle stunts, he tore his urethra.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, I do. I think I do remember that. Yeah.
He had to use a catheter for 3 years. He had to self-administer his catheter
Oh, my
twice
gosh.
daily for 3 years.
So his urethra healed back
Oh
together?
my God!
That's-
Probably
oh
not
my
this.
God.
Probably
That
not
just,
the
That just hurts when you hear that. Torn urethra instantly is, oh.
Now,
Right.
I noticed that Steve-O has his own podcast now.
Yes, and that brings me. So, anyways,
Okay, so-
Jackass 4 is coming out. I'm very
Yes.
excited. I'm hoping
Are you gonna go
somebody.
see it?
I will see it. Yes,
Okay.
I'm hoping somebody will join me. My wife will not join me. I was trying to show some old clips with her, and she was like, "I don't know why you find this fun."
Are you? Well, yeah. I mean, I remember I loved Jackass 2 back in the day, and I think the one that hooked me, I remember, is the first one I remember seeing is the one where they got into the portable toilet.
Oh yeah.
And then they like flipped it upside down or something, and they were, I think it was Johnny Knoxville.
I
and
remember
he had,
that
like,
very
the
well,
swim
yeah,
goggles
yeah.
and
Yes.
it was disgusting. It was
man.
disgusting. But I was hooked ever from that show
Yeah,
on.
I never
was
got
hooked
into
from
the
that
show.
skit
It
on.
just seemed like just sad.
Yeah,
It's just
yeah.
like, oh my God, why are these guys doing this to themselves? It
Yeah.
would make me nervous, some of the
Well,
stuff they do.
it's a funny thing with the human condition because we laugh like especially guys. It's something like when we see other guys eating it, right, or like get into an accident.
Oh, like skateboarders.
We
I
laugh
love to watch
about
them eat it.
right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I think the reason we're built that way is because if we're out like back in the days when we were cavemen, if we were out hunting dinosaurs or something, we see our friend, we probably would have just went and killed ourselves if we saw. It's like, that's my fate, I'm out of here. But if somehow that mechanism got where it started making us laugh, or we're oh, that's funny, let's do it again.
That's true.
And then look, we evolved to this.
Right.
Here we
Because
are.
like watching skateboarders or bicyclists eat it and get hurt. Okay, I'm all in. I think that's hilarious. But when
Yeah.
you premeditate and plan it, and you know it's going to hurt, that's when I
Ooh.
start having problems. I'm going, that's just not a good idea.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Steve-O,
Yes,
he's
Steve-O.
doing a tour. It's the Steve. What's the name of his tour?
The podcast?
No, it's called the Steve-O Bucket List Tour.
Oh.
And it's a comedy show with special guests and I'm sure pranks and stunts. And he's coming to the Tower Theater.
No way.
Yes, the Christian now Tower Theater. The Tower Theater that everybody's like, the church is gonna ruin it. They're bringing Steve-O, my friends. So Steve-O will be here in Fresno on. I have the dates here. Full tour. I had
Actually
it written
going to
down.
come to Fresno. Wow. Where are they going to be at? Selland or?
No, Tower
he's saying the
Theater.
Tower Theater.
December
So,
16th, Tower Theater.
That's a very intimate venue. That
Yeah.
would be interesting. To
I
see something
know.
like
I'm excited. I think so.
Now, wait,
anyways, I'm gonna get tickets.
Oh wait, when is it?
December 16th.
December 16th. Oh, that's
Yeah.
gonna sell out quick, I think, right?
Yeah.
Or if it hasn't already.
So it hasn't sold out yet, though. It's pre-sale right now, but I have a pre-sale ticket code. So
What's that? What's the price to get into there?
I don't know yet. Actually, I haven't typed it in. $39 to $79.
Okay.
So $40.
you're going? All right.
I think I'll go. I think that would be an interesting
That
experience.
would be interesting. I don't know if I'd want to pay even just $40, but that would be interesting. Here's what I'll do.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do. Maybe we could do a movie run for the No Focus Radio. Yes, we will. Hey, wrestling happened, didn't
did.
it?
Oh,
It
some-
did.
for
And
some
it's
of us,
happening
for
again.
some of
And
us,
it's
it
happening
happened.
again. Yeah, I'm going next time.
Yeah.
But we could do a movie night for the Jackass 4.
Oh, going and seeing
and
it.
see
I like it.
and do a big review. And then maybe after that we'll want to go see Steve-O.
Yeah. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see Steve-O.
Wow.
Yes, I'm excited. And also, our special guest is just joined.
Steve-O.
Hello,
Is he there? Where's
it's
he at?
Steve-O. No,
Is it
it's
Steve-O from-
Jason Smithberg. How's it going, man?
Hey guys, how you doing? Glad to be with you again.
Yeah, good to
Hey,
see you.
Where are you? Oh, there he is. I didn't see
There
him.
he is. There he is.
You're all blurry.
Right here, dude, right in front of you.
Hey, we're just talking about Jackass. Jackass 4 coming out. Are you gonna go watch it?
Let's see. In one word, no.
Oh, harsh.
A non-believer.
Wow. What about if
Yeah.
what about if we pay for your ticket? Will you go?
If you pay for my ticket, I might go, but I gotta
Okay.
tell you what. After watching 3 different movies with Wee Man and Steve-O, I don't know how much more of that stuff I can take, guys. To be
Yeah,
honest.
yeah. Is it start to hurt after a while? You just watch so much of it. It's like, oh, I can't do it. I'm cringing now.
Yeah, in fact, I don't. I'm trying to remember. I think it was the first Jackass movie. Wasn't the first Jackass movie where they took turns, literally jumping up and down on Steve-O's groin, trying to figure out who could give him the
I-
most groin
See, it's
shots
all
or
the
something?
premeditated
I
stuff.
don't
It's just
know.
disturbing.
I don't know. I can't
But-
remember.
You guys know you liked it though, watching it.
Did you watch it religiously on MTV back in the day?
Yes,
Yeah.
I did.
See?
Yeah.
I thought it was fargan hilarious.
It was, right? Yeah.
Yes, I thought it was fargan hilarious, and then I realized in watching the movies, you know what? These guys are idiots.
Well, but they keep doing it. They keep doing it. Max was just saying, before you came on, Max was just saying that I guess this last time, Johnny Knoxville was in the hospital from this last time. And broke some ribs or something? What did you
Yeah,
say?
broke a lot of bones apparently he got smashed by a bull.
He,
so.
he was doing a bull run or
Apparently
something.
bulls hurt
and
people.
So, yeah. So, Matt, I don't know how much more these guys can take, you know?
He's 50 years old. He
Not
can't take
much,
any. He's
yeah.
lucky to recover
Yeah.
from this.
Well, you know, I could have swore I read in the news sometime like either this week or late last week. Didn't one of the former cast members of Jackass sue somebody? I think was Steve-O the one who passed away, or was it somebody else?
No, it was.
Oh, I can't remember the guy's name. We'll
what
look
was
it up
his
right now.
name?
I think
Yeah.
you're talking about Bam Margera. Is he the one that's
He got
suing?
kicked off the new one.
He got kicked off, right?
Yeah, he got kicked off the new one, and so now he's filing some kind of lawsuit, but I don't remember what it pertains to.
How do you get kicked off Jackass? What, you just don't agree to have someone jump on your groin
No,
or
because
something?
he drugs. They wouldn't let him on.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
getting flipped upside down in a porta potty is good, but doing drugs is bad. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, and the
I
guy's
get
probably
it.
doing drugs because he's in so much pain, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
He's probably doing
That's-
OxyContin.
Yeah.
No, it was Ryan Dunn that passed away. Then also
yeah.
one of the little
Okay.
guys, Stevie Lee as
One of
well.
the little people.
That's
That little
right.
guy. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now you're not looking forward to it then, huh?
I gotta be honest with you, Eric, not really. Let's just
Okay.
say on my important list of 100 things to see and do in the city of Fresno, it's number 99.9.
Okay. Well, what are you looking for?
Made his list.
Yeah.
What
What am I
are
looking for?
yeah? What are you looking forward to?
Well, I've already seen Black Widow.
How was that?
Oh, let's talk about that. What'd you think about Black Widow? Quick
Okay,
entertainment
well-
movie review here.
Okay, yeah, Eric, you especially know how much of a geek I am. I love science fiction, comic
Yeah.
books, Star Trek, Star Wars, the whole thing. With that being said, Black Widow was fun. I wouldn't say it was one of the best movies in the MCU, but I also wouldn't say that it was one of the worst.
Okay.
I think it's interesting that they decided to set the movie in between Captain America: Civil War and Avengers: Infinity War, because I thought that it was going to be more of it was an origin story. But
Yeah.
I thought it was going to take place way before Black Widow came into the fold with the MCU and the Avengers. But
Kind of like how she got there type of thing, right?
yeah, right. I thought there were some brilliant action scenes in it. Some wonderful sound as well. The film had great sound to it. David Harbour, whom I love from Stranger
Oh
Things.
yeah. That's the thing. I got to say with his character, I was disappointed. There's gonna be spoilers, people. If you haven't seen Black Widow and you want to watch it, then just mute us for a second. But
Well,
You
I
see,
can't
he
mute
was-
you, and
Huh?
I'm right here.
What?
I can't mute
Well,
you. I'm right here.
You guys are out of luck. Sorry, but
You snooze, you lose, Marty.
here's the deal. Here's the deal with the David Harbour character. I mean, it's like in the beginning, he was one character, right? Because he was playing kind of this.
Okay, maybe that's too many spoilers, guys. The movie
Yeah.
just came out, right?
No,
Still in
no,
theaters.
No, hey, no. Spoiler alert. No. So in the beginning, he was one character. He played kind of one character,
I
and
guess
then
we'll go outside.
and
Yeah,
then-
we
You
must.
guys need to walk out. And then in the end, he was like this typical, stereotypical, what Americans would think of a Russian guy, right?
Yep.
A soldier type of thing, and it just didn't work for me. I was like, that's too bad,
Yeah. There were some things about his character I liked. Some things I agree with you, Eric. Some things I didn't like. I also didn't like the character of Taskmaster, but as Max and Marty are alluding to here, don't want to get too much of the spoilers. So I won't
Thank you.
Taskmaster.
Well-
But hey, look, if you're looking for a fun film to go watch and have a good time watching, yeah, go see Black Widow. You won't come out collapsing to your knees and fainting in pure excitement like I did watching Avengers: Infinity War because it was that damn good. But it's still a lot of fun to go see, and whether you're going to stream it at home on Disney Plus or go to the theater and see it, yeah, you'll have a good time watching it.
I think, yeah, that movie would have been best served if it was released, like you're saying. Actually, in the timeline, it should have been released. I think it would have been a better fit, overall. I think, it's a little bit too late at this point because we all know what happens to her, Yeah. And I don't know, the movie. Like I said, I think had a lot of cop outs, a lot of wasn't any surprises really. I mean, you knew where it was going. It wasn't terrible, but I don't know, man. Do you think Marvel's? Oh, we got the music.
You got the music coming up.
Do you think Marvel's going downhill real quick? You think they're going downhill?
We'll get into that after the commercial break.
Whoa! All right, we will
Can I
be.
come back inside now, or are you guys done yet?
We'll be right back after a word from our sponsor. Hi, everybody. This is Max DeBoss here, a.k.a. Johnny Knobs. Wanted to remind you that Lagunitas, little something, we're proud to have them as a future sponsor. And someday, when they finally sponsor us and send us a bunch of free beer, we'll be very excited.
I would love that.
Yes. But also, I do want to remind everybody of our good friends at DeBoss Gourmet and Acapella Chocolates, our sponsor, our weekly sponsor. They are, very exciting news, launching a brand new, upgraded website. A
Really?
lot of good work has gone into this. It's going to be an easier shopping experience. You're going to have one website where you can shop all DeBoss items, Acapella items, and Cocoa Crates.
So maybe I'll get something for Father's Day next year.
Hopefully.
Yeah, or Christmas.
That's right.
Christmas is coming up.
Christmas is coming up.
That's right.
And, a new great thing that they're going to be doing? Gift cards. So they're going to have gift cards so you can get people digital gift cards. They can go shopping themselves and get exactly what they want, whether it's a Cocoa Crate or those vanilla bourbon caramels that I know you want, Marty.
But we get real chocolate, not digital chocolate, right?
You get real chocolate. We also are going to sell some digital NFTs of chocolate, so that's going to be pretty sweet.
Yeah, those will go good.
Yeah. Check them out, of course. They have some new items launching. They're going to have their new pumpkin spice Bev bombs, a whole bunch of really good stuff.
Pumpkin spice Bev bombs?
Oh,
Seriously?
yeah.
Oh, those are going to fly
We got
off the
a
shelves.
peppermint bark Bev bomb that's double layered with dark chocolate and white chocolate and peppermint candies on the outside.
Wow.
Oh, and also remember our Bev bombs, they're the only ones made with 100% real chocolate. They're all natural and they're kosher. Even the marshmallows. Bam, blows your mind.
Wow.
I know.
That's amazing.
So check them out. Remember to use the coupon code NOFOCUSRadio. That's 15% off your order.
Free
coupon
shipping
code.
over $49.
That's
still,
right.
Yeah.
Still there. And so check that out. That's a coupon code NOFOCUSRadio at acapellachocolate.com.
Too much yum.
That's the end of our song. We've never heard it before.
Really?
There it is. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. We're back. There you go. So you're talking about Marvel Universe.
Oh, just real quick. Yeah. Do you think Marvel is kind of on the way down a little bit?
Oh, yeah. That's my answer.
Jason? Yeah.
From Black Widow? Was Black Widow... What? Why would it be on their way down?
Well, I mean, all the characters are basically out now.
Are they going to have, like, Snyder start
right?
directing these things?
I don't know.
Horrible. My
wow.
God.
Wow.
He's going to effectively end the entire DC franchise.
Oh, yes,
Okay,
absolutely.
Marty just gave us the mic drop of the night right there, guys. Boom.
Nice. Nice.
To answer your question, Eric, I don't think. Well, it's hard to ascertain that right now. The reason why is because Marvel is now starting to kind of go in a different direction. They
Yeah.
are starting to move more out of the cinematic universe and into the episodic television, universe with shows like
transition.
Loki, Falcon and Winter Soldier, and they're also the films that are going to be coming up on the big screen are based on characters that even a lot of the mainstream Marvel fans may not be too familiar with, like Shang-Chi and Legend of the Ten Rings. I never read that comic when I was a kid. So
I have no idea what that is.
It's like Johnny
Yeah, so-
Knobs and the Podcasters. It's like...
Oh, my God.
Johnny
That's a
Knobs and the
great
Podcasters.
that's a great band name.
That is a great band name. That's amazing.
Johnny Knobs and the Podcasters.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think Marvel is they're definitely taking that fork in the road, and so this is part of their Phase 4 project. They're exploring different avenues. They're going down different streets. Well, it remains to be seen. Let's wait and see what happens over the next.
You know, that actually that leads me to one of my another entertainment pick, which is the Marvel has been doing, and I don't want to advertise on another podcast. This is, of course, listen to us first.
Yeah.
After you listen to us, Marvel's podcasts that they've been producing are much better than any of the movies they've produced.
Really?
They are so good. They have they're full audio dramas. They did them 2 of them with Stitcher, 1 of them with Sirius XM, but you can get them on any podcast app. They did the first one. They did 2 seasons of this Wolverine podcast. They're audio dramas.
It's like an old-fashioned radio show.
Like an old-fashioned radio show. They are so good.
Really?
Both the Wolverine ones, the first 2 they did, are like detective stories. And it's these 2 cops, and they are hunting down this series of crazy like savage murders that are going on.
Yeah.
But it's, they're actually hunting Wolverine, who's like on this mission to take out these bad guys essentially. But it's done like a detective story. It is really good.
Like noir, kind of that noir.
Oh, it's so great. Yeah.
The beautiful thing about that is it's theater of the mind, so they're not
Right.
restricted by some sort of budgetary constraint by special effects.
Right.
So they could actually put money in writing and have something that's amazing.
Yeah.
It's really incredible.
Good point.
The second one they did was it's called Marvels, which is based on an old comic that takes place in like the 60s and 70s. It's about the Fantastic Four and essentially this big alien who came to Earth and whether or not it actually happened or not. And that one is kind of a similar premise. This one's done a little bit differently. It's done by these 2 journalists, and it's through their stories and words, and it's really cool because it's done through like their recordings that they've done. And they also did a new one called Old Man Star-Lord, which is really funny. It has Star-Lord and the raccoon and all that stuff. So check those out.
Is he like an old man?
Yeah.
At that point?
Yeah, it's old man. It takes place in the future.
Wow.
So they're old, and it's really great. They do some really cool stuff. They record it in ambisonic 360 sound, which means that they recorded it with these incredible mics that actually record in 360.
Okay.
So it's not just left-right speakers. So they'll record it in a room with all the actors actually performing the movements and sounds. So when you're listening to it, they can build spatial audio. So it actually almost feels like things are going up and over your head, and it's not just left and right.
It's not just added, left and right added to it later on.
Really cool.
So you got a really good set of headphones. And
it's amazing.
Go for it.
Yeah,
Wow.
I've just been. So, anyways, Jason, have you listened to any of those yet?
No, Max, I didn't even know those existed. So
Yeah.
thanks for giving me a heads up on those.
They
man.
do a bad job of letting people know. So if just check them out. You can just, if you look up Marvel, it's Marvels is one, Old Man, Star-Lord, and then Wolverine are all the ones they have so far. They are
Now,
really freaking
is this
good.
like a series? I mean, they're going to be pumping out, 1 or 2 of these a week, a month.
They do know an episode. It's like they take a lot of work. So the first one's called Wolverine: The Long Night. They have a website, Official Marvel Podcasts. What they're doing is it takes a long time. So when they start a series, there's about an episode every week.
Okay.
So, and there's about 10 episodes per. But between the first Wolverine and the second one, there's a full year. So, it takes a while. Because, they're full casts.
my
They have
gosh.
big casts.
Are these people that we know that voice it? Or
Yeah. So, like, Richard Armitage, that's his name, right? The guy from...
Yeah,
he did the voice of Wolverine. They get... It's top-notch. It's
Wow,
really,
wow.
really good.
Very cool.
So check that out. They have a couple other ones that they're coming out with. They've talked about. I forget which ones, but yeah, they're kind of going all in. They're investing a lot of money into their podcast world. So it's pretty cool.
Would you say they rival the Hey Fresno Did You Know series that we've done on this?
Nothing rivals
No.
that. That is a work of genius.
No,
Absolute
I-
work of art.
I
Bite
wouldn't-
your tongue, Mr. Doorman.
Yeah, I would say not really close to that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sit back down.
I think those are recorded in like 5D or something. I don't know.
And
but
it takes
yeah, they're
about
really-
3 years to do an episode.
Yeah.
That's why we haven't had one in so long. By the time the next one comes up, that little girl will be driving,
she's
going to
gonna
college.
she's already going to college, has kids of her own, and
Her kids will be doing it.
Yeah. Speaking of college,
Yes.
I'd like to
Oh.
bring up this story.
What about
if you
it?
don't mind? And Jason, I'd like to hear your thoughts. I don't know your thoughts on higher education or education. Do you have are you a college grad? Did you go to college? Did you skip college?
No, I am a college grad.
Oh, that's right. You and I went to
actually.
Fresno State together, we think.
Yeah,
That's right.
Well, first I graduated from Fresno City with my associate's degree in liberal arts, and then I graduated from Fresno State with my bachelor's in mass communication journalism
Oh.
with an emphasis in print journalism.
Yeah.
Wow.
I have the same degree actually. My BA is in MCJ as well.
Awesome. Hey, MCJ baby, right here.
Yeah. Now it's not called. Now it's not called mass communication and journalism. Now it's
Yeah, I heard
they
it was-
changed it to media communications and journalism. That's right. Yeah.
Okay, that's lame.
Yeah, because people didn't understand what mass communications meant. That it really encompassed media.
That seems like that'd be a better title.
Yeah,
actually,
yeah.
than
People
media
didn't
communications.
get it. Anyways,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wall Street Journal did a huge expose on master's degrees and their debt. And it's called Master's Degrees Are the Second Biggest Scam in Higher Education.
What?
Yeah, the first one is like doctorates. So,
All right, let's
but
hear
this is
this.
what's crazy. So, you hear a lot about how the U.S., how we have so much college debt, right?
Yeah,
$1.7 trillion in
Really?
outstanding student loan
Really?
debt. But here's what nobody ever talks about. And they're like, we have to solve it. We have to forgive all this debt, right? And I get it. College is important. However, here's the thing. When you go and get your master's degree, that is a lot of debt that you choose to get with the hope that you might get a job in something, right? And a lot of master's degrees don't get you a job, really, unless you're teaching for the most
Really?
part, right? Do you know this? 60% of student loans, 60% of the $1.7 trillion in student loan debt are people with their master's degrees.
Wow.
That's all extra chosen
No
debt. It's
kidding.
not like, oh, I had to get my bachelor's degree to get a job. It was like, oh, no, I just wanted to get my master's degree.
Yeah.
So that's crazy. So when we're talking about taxing everybody, think about this. When we say we have to raise taxes to pay for other people's college, right, to
Their
forgive
useless
students.
master's
Yeah.
degree.
Yeah.
You're not and they always say, but look, there's all of the lower income families who can't afford it. No, 70% of it is not lower income families. It is people who went and got master's degrees. So anyways,
Well, now, wouldn't that be the idea that, okay, let's say even if people needed help to get a bachelor's, then once you get your bachelor's, you get a job, hopefully, and if you want to pursue your education from that point on,
Right.
you pay for it, right?
yeah, when I got my master's, I paid for it. Like
Yeah.
I was like, well, I'm gonna wait until I can afford to get my master's because
Yeah.
it was pointless for me to take another whatever X amount of dollars in debt. And
Yeah.
it's like, well, I'm going to do it once I can afford it, so I'm not going to be swimming in debt. But here's this article. It goes on to talk about how really it's these Ivy League colleges, the elite universities. It says they deserve a huge chunk of the blame. Did you know
No.
that an MFA program at an Ivy League school on average is $300,000?
Holy smokes.
So $300,000, for instance, for a degree in screenwriting, for a master's in screenwriting.
Wow.
Now let me ask you this: I have a friend of the show, Nelson. He is a screenwriter, lives in
Okay.
Hollywood. I don't know really very many famous writers who have master's degrees in screenwriting, right?
What do? You go in there and say, hey, here's my script. And they go, well, your script kind of sucks. But I have a master's in screenwriting.
Right, but I'm
Well, it
300
must be good then.
Right.
yeah.
Nobody cares. So, it goes on to say that that's pretty much it. It's really insane that all of these schools are charging $300,000 to $400,000 for these Ivy League master's degrees, which are driving up all of this debt. But they can charge that much because it's all government-backed student loans, which means the colleges get their money no matter what.
Yeah,
So they're going to
yeah.
charge whatever they want. So it's this massive issue. The other problem is, and I didn't know this, there are these, they call them, I'm going to look up the exact word, certificate, extra certificates that colleges will offer for online. And they'll be like, oh, you can get your extra certificate. You don't even have to come in. You can just do it online.
Extra certificate for what? What is
For
that?
whatever. Like, you can get a certificate in social justice. You can get a certificate in. You can take 4 or 5 classes.
This isn't a degree. It's not a BA, BS.
No,
it's
it
nothing.
adds on.
It's just a certificate.
It's a certificate. And a lot of them for these colleges
All right.
will offer like a $25,000 certificate, right? You pay $25,000, you take some classes, but they're not even building those courses. They buy them from these big online companies who just build online courses and they sell them. They sell them
Yeah.
back.
I took an online course to get my master's degree. I got a master's degree in silly putty. This was years ago, and
Yeah.
it's a legit thing. You go to the silly putty website, you read about it, and then you take an actual test, and then you can print out your master's degree. And I've had that for a
Yeah.
long time, and it has contributed nothing to my financial position.
Right. It's so pretty much the same. You just save some money on
but
it.
you would be a god if you went to the Silly Putty factory and worked
You know,
there,
I
though.
might. It might help
Yes.
me get a job there. Is
Yes.
Speaking of journalism, Columbia School of Journalism, they offer a 10-month master's degree. 10 months.
10 months? Wow.
10 months, you become
Wow.
a master in journalism for $70,000.
Oh, pocket change.
Is
Pocket
that not
change.
crazy?
pockets.
So
Well,
it go-
here's the
yeah.
deal too, though. I wonder if a lot of companies are being complicit with this because a lot of places, especially I know in like government work and stuff, you know, they require. Doesn't matter what experience you have, they require you to have certain degrees to move up the chain, to move up the ladder.
All
So
right.
are companies kind of being complicit in this, or
No, I think what that is.
agencies, or you know?
No, what that is, that's like the you have to become one of us sort of mentality. It's kind of the academic mentality of, well, I have a doctorate. So in order for you to teach, you also have to have you have to go through what I went through, right? So some guy in a company
Pay your
has an
dues.
MBA and whatever. So, you know, I had to do that. I did it. So I'm going to make you do it because I'm just going to give you that job without having to go through what I went through.
And sometimes it's
Yeah.
like sororities and fraternities where, oh, you're a Sigma Chi, I'm a Sigma Chi. Hey, how about I give you a job?
Right.
Yeah. Well, and then in the meantime, though, the guy who got it, who's making these rules, you know, he probably paid $20,000 for it, and now it's up to $300,000.
It's just crazy.
Or his parents paid
Yeah.
for it.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
just
well,
such
yeah.
that just like so exploitive towards students because you feel like these. Imagine being somebody who's getting $300,000 in debt for a master's in philosophy. You can't do anything with that.
Yeah.
Like you're just like, thanks for my debt.
Well-
Now the school gets the money whether you pay it back or not. School gets the money right off the bat.
Yeah, that's why I have my master's degree in medieval romantic languages.
Oh my gosh, that's super
Wow.
useful. Probably
Silly
actually.
putty and medieval.
You know, I
romantic
get around,
languages.
man.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
have a busy
you are.
life, okay?
You're
I'm
an
a busy guy.
amazing.
You're lucky
amazing
I'm here
man,
today.
Stu.
Okay?
I-
I was going to
Marty,
go to water
you're
polo
arrested
with
here.
Stu.
Wait, you
Or
haven't
dog.
got your master's in podcasting yet?
I'm working
We
on
did.
it. I
Max
just got to
and I
find the
did.
right internet program.
Yeah,
Are
no.
you doing a program?
Well, what happened? Yeah, I'm building an online master's degree program.
Then I'll have one.
When it's only $70,000. It's a 4-week program, and
Yeah.
once you finish, you get to join the band Johnny Knobs and the Podcast.
Perfect.
All right.
And you take
You
the
get a
doorman's
certificate?
credit cards because that's what I have
Nice.
right now.
That's it. That's right. Yeah.
You get a master's certificate.
So, anyways, I know it went on a rant there, but it
What
really
do you think,
irks
Jay?
me, man.
What do you think?
I'm sorry.
What do you think, Jay? What do you think about all that?
You know what? Max hits on some very good points, especially with. I've always been told that getting a college degree is a surefire, easier way to success in the real world. But even with master's degrees, even with bachelor's degrees, you're not guaranteed to get a great job with any of those degrees in this day and age.
Yeah.
I guess my thing with the big problem I have with all of this money and all of these loans being attached to the master's degrees is this, especially when Max is talking about these master's programs being offered through legit private Ivy League schools like Harvard, Yale, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, if you're going to sign your name on the dotted line and you know what all these financial debts are going to be like, I mean, to some degree, you're going to be expected to pay them off.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
now-
a choice. Nobody forced
right,
Nobody
exactly.
forced you to get a master's degree for $300,000.
You guys aren't
Now-
expecting people to act like adults, are you? Because that's
Well-
just unacceptable.
Well,
That's a good point.
Kind of, yes. I also realize that going to these universities is extremely expensive, either way you look at it. But still, if you're going to enter into when you enter into a master's program, a bachelor's program, a silly putty program, Marty, whatever you're going to enter into, when you sign your name on a dotted line, it's a contract, okay? It's like when you sign your name on your mortgage paperwork to get a house and it goes into escrows. When you sign your name to fill out a credit card, you are expected to some degree to make certain payments on it. Now, do I agree with all the college debt this country is incurring? No, I don't. I do think we need to find a better way to subsidize it. And I even heard Eric Maximardi, I just spoke to somebody about this a couple of days ago because she was telling me that her daughter's been out of college for 15 years, still paying off student debt.
No.
And she was telling me she thinks the federal government should allow every college grad in debt, whether you graduate with a bachelor's or a master's or whatever, every college grad in debt should be required to pay off anywhere between 5 to 10 years of their debt, and then the state or the federal government should take care of the rest.
Yeah, so here's the thing, right? That's a big conversation.
I just opened Pandora's box.
Sorry, maybe
Tell
I
us,
shouldn't have
Max.
brought this up.
Tell us,
I'll tell
Max.
you what. This is a true thing. If you look at inflation, actually Moody's just released their big inflation, Moody's inflation charts
Which should be high because gas is almost $5 a gallon now.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
hey.
So they go through all, I don't know if I have the sample. I'll need to find it. But they go through all of the sections of, they go through housing, transportation, medical, recreation, movies, TVs, all that stuff. Over the last, they do 20 years from 2000 through now, right?
Okay.
And you look at how much inflation has gone up comparatively. So in 20 years, we should have a 60% inflation on our money on average, right? A couple percent a year, 3% a year, I think that is, right? Over 20 years, 60%. So they show you in relation, right? And actually in relation over 20 years, many things have dropped in cost, right? 'Cause that's what capitalism does, right? 20 years ago, imagine buying a 70-inch flat screen TV, right? First of all, nobody had if you had a flat screen TV, it was small and it wasn't flat. It was a massive, big, thick TV, right?
Big and heavy, yeah.
Yeah. Imagine, so, you can look at cell phone services dropped in price. Electronics have dropped in price. Computers have dropped in price. Cars, the only increase in cars in the last 20 years compared to our money was just this year. For almost 20 years, cars haven't gone up.
You're talking about compared to the inflation rate.
Compared to inflation rate. So things,
the value of our money
exactly
at that moment.
So most things have stayed even or dropped.
Okay.
Except for these areas: college, textbooks, medical care, housing. It is every single one that the government has their hands in, right? Every single thing that they subsidize, the costs skyrocket.
Interesting. Very
Because when
interesting.
they subsidize something, you can raise your costs because you're getting the money anyways. Colleges do not need to charge as much as they do. There's an ungodly amount of waste in it, but it
Yes,
doesn't
sure.
matter because if they charge you 50 grand, if they charge you 10 grand, or if they charge you 300 grand, it's a guaranteed payout from your loan. The government guarantees it.
So what are you going to charge as the college? Are you going to charge 10 grand or 50 grand?
Yeah,
or
exactly.
300 grand.
You're going to charge 300
You're gonna
grand.
charge 300 grand.
Because the student's going to take a loan out, you get the money instantaneously,
Yeah.
and then it's the kid's job to pay it to the government. It doesn't matter. But if they stopped doing that, if the government said, hey, I'm going to stop guaranteeing student loans, if the government got out of the loan business, and schools would have to, they wouldn't be charging you 300 grand because there'd be colleges who are currently owed $1.7 trillion, and they'd be saying, yikes, maybe we shouldn't charge as much because people are just defaulting on their loans.
Yeah.
So it's a huge issue.
Yeah.
So anyways, it's a problem.
So, but going back, do you think also though that going back to the individual who's taking out the money? I mean, how much responsibility do they have? Should they have? Were they kind of duped? I mean, what
Both. I mean, yeah.
all the above.
They were duped in the fact of everybody is told that we all need college. And keep in mind, I'm a guy who went to college and then got a master's and now teaches out of college, right? So I understand the importance of college, but I am a big proponent of making sure people know college isn't for everybody. In fact, and it's not because I'm saying, well, some people are smart enough and some people aren't. No. It's not what I'm saying at all. I am saying just college gets you, depends on what career you want to go into. Many careers, the majority of them, you don't need a college degree. You need experience.
Yeah.
So you get duped in the fact that you're pushed so hard. Everybody feels like you need college. And then you get taken advantage of because, well, you have to pay whatever they charge you, right? There's
You're
no
in the
way out
system
of it.
now. Well, and then if you're in it long enough, if you're like halfway through it, what do you tell yourself? It's like, okay, well, I guess I didn't need this, but I still have all this debt, or am I going to push through and at least get the degree now? You know, something for it.
So, like, for instance, my wife, here's another scam. Like, my wife got almost, I think it was a full scholarship to one of her colleges, right? But in order to get her college, but to get that scholarship, she had to live on campus in student housing.
Okay.
And the student housing every year was 10 grand. So she ended up paying 40 grand. She was like, I might as well just pay for the college, right? So she had to take a loan out for that. And it's like, oh my gosh.
Well, yeah. And yeah.
So anyways, sorry for I know I really derailed us.
No. I think it's a good topic, and it's something that people aren't talking about a lot, you know. And it is really sad. You know, here's the other thing too that I was thinking of, and I think we talked about it before, kind of hit on it. You know, the more degrees you give out, unfortunately, it's going to lessen those degrees. I mean, if everybody has a master's, you know, whether they have 3,000, and we're not even talking money-wise here. It's everybody has a master's. Well, guess what? The master's doesn't mean as much.
It means nothing. Exactly.
You know? So, I don't know. You know.
Yep. Yeah. So.
Yeah, and even if you have a master's, a lot of times, if you don't have the talent or the determination or the skill, it's not going to do you any good.
It means nothing.
Well,
exactly.
yeah, exactly. Having a piece of paper saying you got to this point doesn't really. It's what have you done for me lately? Then I mean, if you're somebody hiring people,
Because in me and my job, if I got a master's, it's not going to make a big difference in my pay. It's not worth the money that I would have to pay for the master's.
Yeah, and that's another thing. A lot of places, even in education, like Marty said, in education, some areas, a master's will make you like $50 to $100 extra a year. And it's like you're paying 40, 50 grand for a master's. You're never going to pay it back with your job. It's literally pointless. Now, if you want to teach, really a master's is really just to teach. Like, that's the only reason I got a master's.
To teach at a college.
I mean,
teach at a college.
Certain jobs, right? Okay, you know, you could get a master's. It's definitely going to be.
But to
worth
teach
your
in
while.
K through 12, you just need like a BA and a teaching credential.
Yeah, and really a credential should be counted as a master's.
Yeah, but Marty, though, hitting on that K through 12 education system you talked about, if you want to be an administrator, like a principal, vice principal, a guidance instructional advisor, you do need some kind of administrative credential or a master's degree to hold those positions. So
that's fair.
My mother was in public education for more than 30 years, and she had to acquire, I think, she has one master's degree, but she got her master's degree in administrative credentialing. She couldn't have become a principal at 3 different high schools without that master's degree. So there are limits in K through 12 education that those degrees will take you to until you need another one, plus extra training and extra skill sets added onto that as well.
Right. And I do understand the idea of saying, like, in theory, I understand saying, look, for being a principal, you need to have a master's in administration. That way we know you have those skills, right? Because you went through it. However, at the same time, I also don't like saying that that's the requirement. It should be like that or an equivalent or the experience.
Because also with like an administrative credential, like in education, it's kind of like they're teaching you how to do a specific job.
Right.
How to administrate a school and how to do things like that. It's not like, you have your master's in, medieval romantic languages like I did.
Right.
So it's just, but it's more job specific. So I can understand why that would be required if you want to go to that level.
Yeah, I do get that. The only thing I kind of see though is long-term issues. It was everybody. If you talk to everybody, I'm just gonna say it.
That'll take a long time.
Everybody knows that there is an issue with education, right?
Oh, definitely. Yes.
In general, we have an issue with education, especially teachers. Teachers know this more than everybody. Yet, we can't fix it. But maybe, just maybe, that's because everybody in the roles that could fix it, the people who are in the higher education, the administration, they are all getting the exact same education, right, with their certificates and their masters in administration. Whereas somebody who might be able to fix it and see it in a different way might be somebody who comes from a different background. Maybe they have 30 years running a giant successful business, and they could come in and say, well, you know what? I can really see some issues here.
Yeah.
This would really help. But they're never going to get that chance because they don't have the master's in administration, which teaches them to think and solve problems in the exact same way we have been solving problems for 70 years and still in the same issue.
And see, unfortunately, you have people like that who come in and think, okay, I know all your problems, I'm going to solve them. They're called the Clovis School Board. And they have no clue what they're doing. Dr. Fogg's on it. He's a piece of work. The entire school board should be taken out, dumped in a ditch, and then they should rehire a brand new school board.
Is the
they
school
have no
board-
clue what they're doing.
Or they are not in education.
No, they're not.
Okay, they're just from
You're talking about the
the
school
world.
board
Yeah, the
itself.
school board.
Yeah.
Got it. Interesting.
Okay, I think it should be mentioned. I hate to interrupt, guys. I think it should be mentioned, Marty. I work for Clovis Unified School District, so I cannot comment.
So
on
does
this.
so does my wife. Yeah.
Okay.
Are you not allowed to, or you just don't want to?
No,
He doesn't want to.
Well,
He's
listen,
smart.
I don't blame him for that. But going back to what you're saying, I mean, yeah, you're talking about a school board, but that's kind of a whole different situation,
Right.
You know, that'd be a whole different animal, right?
Yeah, but Clovis School District, in my humble opinion, needs to be rehauled. They don't pay their teachers as much as Fresno gets.
Really?
Fresno
Well,
Unified.
yeah.
So, but anyways,
That's interesting.
Before I have the school board come after me, let's move on.
Dude, Dr. Fogg, he's coming after you hard.
I
yeah,
know
yeah.
he is. I can see him. He comes in if you ever watch him televise it,
Yeah.
he comes in scrubs because he's a doctor.
Oh, that's awesome.
He's an eye doctor.
Oh yeah,
It's
don't go to him for
But he
any
comes
work
in
there,
scrubs.
Stu.
That's
They all
like-
know about education.
Friend of the
and you go,
show.
whenever they televise it, I just scream at the TV until my wife turns it off.
That reminds me of the Seinfeld episode where he's a doctor, but he ends up being a dermatologist. And he's like, yeah, but he's not a real doctor. He's a dermatologist.
Crazy.
Oh,
Yeah, but,
man.
Well, I don't know. So, Max, what would be your final for people out there that are listening that may be thinking of getting, going and getting their masters? What's your final
Thank
takeaway?
you. That's
here?
good. I would say this.
Sillyputty.com. Sillyputty.com. That's all I have to say.
I would say this. Know exactly why you're getting it. So I knew I got mine because I wanted to teach.
Okay.
And the only way I could continue teaching at the higher in theory, the only way I should have been teaching at higher education was a master's. Now, I was teaching before I had a master's.
Okay.
But I don't know really how. I appreciate it. I was teaching for a number of years without it, and but I figured, you know what? I want to advance in this, and to do that, I'm just gonna have to suck it up and do it because
Okay.
that's how the game is played. So, only do it if you know exactly why you want it. Don't do it just because you think you need it. You
Yeah.
don't need it unless you know you need it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm gonna say.
So yeah, so if you're out there and you're thinking about getting a job and you've already got your BA, BS,
Yeah.
whatever, and don't just think about, well, if I got a master's, it would be better.
Right.
I mean, actually, like you're saying, I mean, at least be in that job, I would say, right?
Yes,
And kind of get a
continue the
feel
job, yeah.
and something in that field, and then if you find out you really need it, okay, you can pursue it. But
Exactly,
don't just,
that's what I think.
Don't put the like they used to say, the cart before the horse. Type
Yes,
of thing. Yeah.
exactly. Yep, that's my final words. Jason,
Yes.
Any final words?
My final words.
before Dr. Fogg gets you.
My final words are: you don't need a master's degree to host the #1 radio hour podcast in the Valley, the No Focus Radio
That's
Hour.
right.
There you go.
That's
I love
right.
it.
There you go,
I love
baby.
it. Yes.
I love
yes.
it.
Awesome,
That's great.
Awesome.
So we've had an interesting podcast today. We talked Jackass. We talked Steve-O.
Oh.
We talked the MCU Marvel Cinematic. I'm going to type that in. Marvel
Yes.
Cinematic Universe.
Yes.
We talked Marvel podcasts, and then we went on this tangent. My bad. We went on the master's degree scams.
Very
and why
good
college
topic. Very
is so
good topic.
expensive.
No,
But
I-
yeah, it was
thank you,
good.
sir.
Kind of
Thank
led
you for
into that.
bringing it
Snuck
up.
that one in. But I do want to touch on really quick, if you guys don't mind.
Yeah, go
Just
ahead.
a couple fun things before we go. Some entertainment picks, some new things in town.
Okay.
That sort of stuff. Last week I talked about the Kingsburg was doing all the new movies, the movies in the park out there.
Yeah.
Wanted to bring up, I found out there's quite a few other places in the valley doing some movies in the park, some
Really?
drive-ins.
Really?
So once again, I know I brought this up a couple weeks ago, right here at Mountain View Church near Ashland and
That other street.
Armstrong area. And you don't. I'm not saying that if you're not a person who goes to church, it doesn't matter. This place, they're not. It's not a big churchy
Is
thing.
that the big church that looks like a tent?
Exactly, the big tent
It
church.
used to be Belmont Believers, I think, ages
Belmont
ago.
Believer.
Wow, I don't know. Yeah. So Friday night, they've been doing these amazing drive-in movie nights. They bring out with the food truck Fresno carts. They have like 15 to 16 different food trucks.
Now, when you say drive-in, this is literally you don't have to get out of your car. You drive up to it and you can watch it, or do you have to kind of park and then get out and everybody has a sitting area?
No. It's in your car. It's like a classic drive-in movie
Really?
theater. Yeah.
Wow.
It's great. You
So they
pull
just have
in.
a huge screen.
They bring a giant screen. They bring in big speakers. They also bring in, last time I was there, they had a radio you could tune into if you needed to, station. They have all the food trucks. I mean, this place it's legit. They also, they'd come around, they give you free snacks, popcorn, red vines,
Man, they got
drinks.
that big church money.
So, yeah. So, I mean, check it out. Really cool place. And then we have the Kingsburg drive-ins that I talked about.
Yeah.
Also here, Carruthers. And Carruthers is only
No.
like 15, no, it's like 30 minutes away.
Carruthers.
Carruthers has movie night under the stars. They're doing it at the I'll tell you the address. The Carruthers Fairgrounds.
Ooh.
So it's Thursday, and today's Thursday, Friday. They're doing it Friday the 23rd and Friday the 13th. Movie night
Friday
under the
the 13th.
stars. Yeah, man. In the Carruthers Fairgrounds. It's going to be super creepy. So check that out. And then
Your
additionally, Tulare is doing movies in the park. We got a ton of movies in the park. This is at Blaine Park in Tulare.
Wow.
Actually, they have a couple of parks here. So they're doing them in various parks. July 23rd, they're doing at Blaine Park. They have Aladdin. July 30th in Del Lago Park. They're doing the new Lion King. And
Nice.
then I'm throwing this in. This is not a movie, but it's about movies, and this might be something for you, Jason. It's at Fat Albert's in Hanford. They have yeah, that's good. They're doing a Marvel-themed trivia night at Fat Albert's Pizza Company.
Nice.
Beers and trivia at Fat Albert's. So grab a team and
By
try to
Bill
win.
Cosby.
What was that?
Special cameo appearance by Bill Cosby.
That's right.
Now that he's out.
Yeah.
So-
with Jello pudding pops for all the children.
Get my yellow pudding box.
You mentioned a lot of drive-ins, and one of the
Yeah.
things that the big problem with going to a drive-in is gas prices. I discovered that if you go to gasbuddy.com,
Ooh.
they'll tell you where the cheapest prices are for gas.
Let me
Really?
throw that in.
In
Gas
fact, right
Buddy.
now, the
Is this-
Costco on Shaw has the cheapest gas for regular. It's $3.65, which is a steal, but the lines are really long, they say.
Well, isn't Costco? They're not all the same, huh? The prices there. All Costco's.
All Costco, I don't know, but the one on Shaw
So,
is the one that they
are we
say.
gonna
But
do
you
the-
haven't got a Costco card to get it, though. That's a problem.
Marty's
Ah,
Tips.
Marty's Tips.
GasBuddy.com. I like that.
Yeah.
Okay. I did GasBuddy.com. Okay, it's in. It's in the
Have you-
notes.
Have you ever tried any of these drive-ins? Going back to the drive-ins for a second, Jason.
Let's see. I've done a couple of excuse me. Sorry guys. I've done a couple of smaller ones that have been held at my church in the past. We've also done, I think Fresno. No, not Fresno Fairgrounds. I'm sorry. There was one in downtown Fresno that's been pretty popular.
It's not like a side of a building or something, right?
Oh, yeah, the downtown Fresno one's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I brought that up a while
went
ago,
down
yeah.
to those right as we were starting to kind of open back up from the pandemic, so that was
Okay.
pretty fun. But overall, in general, haven't been to a lot. That's my bad. Mic drop on me there. I gotta get.
I haven't been to any, so don't feel bad.
Barb's. It's Barb's. Barb's Drive-In is the one downtown.
Ah, Barb's
Oh,
drive-in.
thank you,
Yeah.
thank you, Max.
Yeah.
Because we go all the time. We really don't. We don't go anywhere ever.
You just sit in your house and stream. That's
Pretty
pretty
much
much
it.
what.
Yeah,
that's
that's
pretty
what-
much
yeah.
most of.
Your wife
Everybody's
says,
got
"Quit
TVs
streaming."
these days that are as big as drive-in screens.
Oh,
That
God,
is
I
the
know,
thing.
yeah.
I know. That's the problem.
Yeah. I think I might try that one out here, Mountain View, huh, church.
It's
huh?
great. Yeah,
Yeah.
we love them. It's just been so hot, though, so that's the problem.
Yeah, it's getting cooler though, so it's finally cooling down. So I'm thinking maybe this weekend.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, bring, we should be tomorrow night. Bring the kids. It's awesome. They have a lot of cool stuff. Beautiful get so much cool stuff going on there. It's really
Yeah.
incredible.
And tell them you heard it on the No Talent Show.
Exactly. No
No
Focus
Focus
Show.
Radio
No
Show.
Focus Show.
Yep. So it's free.
Wow.
It's free to get in. It's free to get in. But
See
when
that
they come
master's
around with
degree
the
out there,
snacks,
Marty.
when they come around with the snacks, just mention No Focus Radio, and they'll
The
give
discount.
you free popcorn and
Really?
red vines.
Something
Really?
extra,
Yeah.
The No
Yeah.
Focus discount.
The
See,
No
I want my
Focus,
No Focus Radio
discount.
discount.
You mentioned No Talent, they'll ask you to leave.
Yeah, that's guys, we're running out of time. That's the show for the week, and it was a little bit around next episode next week.
Yes.
We got some really good topics. We're talking Best of the West. I'm going to tell you a little story about how on the 14th, my whole family's going for my dad's birthday. It's a
What?
big event now. We're going to talk.
Are you serious?
Oh yeah, man, the whole fam. We're talking about the Fresno connection to the Olympics. Are they going to get canceled? We don't know.
Ooh. Wait, aren't the opening ceremonies supposed to be Friday, right?
Maybe.
Ooh.
And aren't we
To
gonna
be
have a
continued.
mystery special guest next week?
Ooh, we might have a mystery
knows?
special
Maybe.
guest.
Maybe,
We don't know.
yeah.
There's so many things that we just don't know. But
Until
we're
we
going to
get there.
talk about women's soccer, Olympics, wrestling. Marty's got more tips for us. We're
Yes.
gonna know. We're gonna hear about where raisins come from.
Oh, my God.
Jason,
master's degrees
Jason
than
might
Marty
be on the
have.
show. Jason, thanks again
How
for
many more
being here,
master's
man.
degrees?
It
We'll
was a
talk about it.
pleasure. And thank you all for listening.
Yeah,
Quick
thank you, sir.
reminder. Very, very important for everybody listening. Remember, subscribe to us on your favorite podcast network. Leave a review.
Five
It really,
stars
5
is the correct
stars.
number
the
of
correct
stars.
number of stars. It really, really does help us. Also, share it on your pages. Let your friends know. I can't say it enough how much it helps us via word of mouth. So thank you
Yes.
very much.
Help
And,
us, help you, help us.
Yes,
Thank
and if
you.
you see Dr. Fogg coming, give us a call.
Yes, or Dr. Fauci, either one.